Well, today I have a very, very special guest. In fact, she is probably someone that I hold in my life at almost the highest esteem of anyone that I know. She's actually been in my life for about 20 years, a little over 20 years now. And I've actually been in her life for the entirety of her life. And that's because today's guest is my daughter, one that I have for my whole life called my sweet baby girl. And I'm just so excited to have this conversation with her today. We're going to be talking about what it's like having a dad in real estate from her perspective. And I think there's some value that you're going to take away from this today. It's a really, if nothing else, it's a really sweet and tender episode with my daughter, Olivia Peebles. So today we are here with my sweet daughter, Olivia Peebles, or Liv Faith Peebles. Liv, welcome to the Ultimate Success Podcast.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here.
First opportunity in the hot seat. I mean, I've had my dad, we've had Ellie, your sister, your little sister on, but today's your day. Just so that our audience has a little bit of background, why don't you tell them like where you are in life right now and what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I just graduated ministry school out in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And to his sadness, I guess, I am staying in Chattanooga and working in ministry, doing stuff with anti-human trafficking, and then also following in his footsteps in the entrepreneurial side of things and starting my own business. So,
yeah. What kind of business you starting?
A cleaning business. So we have Tommy P's Power Washing.
That's my, yeah.
And he wanted me to be Livy Cleans. But I'm just doing Liv Cleans. So in the Chattanooga, North Georgia area, give me a call.
Love it. Look at that. Shameless promotion. And we've just started the podcast. So one of the things that we want to talk about today is having a parent in real estate. And today's about perspective because you grew up with a dad in the business. And I know as much as I would like to say that I was not a perfect dad. I would love to say I was, but I know I wasn't. So let's talk about real estate and being the daughter of a realtor. Go back like in your mind, and no, I did not prep her with any of these questions today. None of them. She doesn't know what I'm going to ask her, but I want you to go back in your mind and what is like your earliest recollection of me being in real estate?
Can I name drop real estate companies?
Sure.
HER Realty. It used to be like I'd see the signs everywhere and I'd be like, yeah, that's my dad's company. And I have really early memories of being at the HER office and there was apple trees in the back and Granddaddy always had Jolly Ranchers and I loved getting to come to work. Can I tell you a funny story?
Well, as if, do I have a choice?
No, I'm going to share anyway.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure we had time before I got into it.
We're good.
So one time, we would play outside a lot when there was work. There was an apple tree, all this stuff. And so one time I was playing outside and I went into the car and I found this little black spray bottle. And I was like, oh, this is really cool and interesting. So I was looking at it. And I decided to spray it, and I sprayed it right onto my face, and it turns out it was pepper spray.
Oh, no.
And so I run inside, and I'm like, why does my face burn? And I didn't want to get in trouble for like playing with something that I didn't know I could play with, and so I didn't tell anyone. They're working, they're business planning, all this stuff, and I run into the bathroom, and I'm like splashing my face with water, and I think I spent like almost an hour plus in the HER bathroom just with my eyes under the water. And I don't know if I ended up telling you guys that.
I don't know if you did. That's really not funny. It had to have been Mom's car. I don't think I ever carried pepper
I think
spray.
it was Mom's car, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. So
that's wild. It was just you? Did anyone else know? Like any of the other kids know?
If there were other kids there, I don't remember them. I don't remember telling anyone. Maybe Tommy, maybe Ellie. But
Okay, so takeaway number one is teach your kids about pepper spray. Actually,
yes.
that brings up another funny story. I'm going to tell one on another one on you. When Olivia was little, she still has the cute, sweet little voice, but when she was little, she had this cute, sweet little voice. And one time, um, Elizabeth and I were going and teaching the kids what to do if they ever saw a gun. Like if they walked into a friend's house and there's a gun on the table, you know where I'm going with this,
Yeah.
right? And so we didn't start by teaching them what to do. We started by asking them what they would do if they walked into the room and they saw a gun on the table, figuring that we had talked enough about gun safety that they would know that you go and tell an adult right away. But Olivia, in her cute little sweet voice, goes, "You pick it up and you shoot somebody." That's my kid.
And I don't think I would have ever actually picked up a gun and shot someone, just to clarify. But
Well, so we were like, "No!" It was a freak out moment. But so you do remember the time as you were growing up that I was a real estate agent. Was there ever a time when you felt like you were competing between my work and my affection or my attention?
I mean, honestly, I don't think so. I think like some days you would work long and I'd miss you or something. But honestly, it was dad's at work, dad comes home and dad's at dinner with us, dad's watching a movie with us. I'm not the athletic kid in the family, so it was always dad plays basketball with Tommy and Ellie while Liv watches. Because when I do join in, there's always a hospital trip that follows. So,
Yeah, right.
but no, I don't feel like I've ever really had to compete with work. Other than,
So for the audience, because I honestly, there is always a tension for me because I know there were times when I should have been more present that I wasn't, and so there's always that tension in me. But for our audience, what was it that I may have done right on accident? Because I'm not going to claim, like, as you were growing up, that I had it all together. What was it though that had you in a place where you didn't feel like you were competing for attention?
honestly, like really thinking about it, was probably one, family dinners every night.
Yeah.
You never missed dinner. It was never like kids and mom at dinner. Like it was the family is at the dinner table every night. Even when I didn't want to be there, it was, you've got to be at the dinner table. Which now, hindsight, I really value that. And then also Sundays. We would maybe have to go and look at a house, or maybe you had to take phone calls, but like you were at church with us, you were at Sunday lunch with us, we were all at the house taking Sunday naps. And so like, even though you weren't there in every single moment, or like all throughout the day, every single day, like when it was family time, like you were always very present and consistent with when you were going to be present.
Yeah, and I wish I could honestly sit here and be like, well, that whole family dinner thing was me. Now it's something that I value, but mom has always, like, that was her thing. She said we're having dinner as a family, and I've always honored that because I know the value in it, and I do agree. I think there's a lot of value for that. So that, as a note for anyone listening or watching this, spend dinners with your family. I do think that is incredibly important. Incredibly important. Was there ever a time, though, like as you look at my career and the things that I did, was there ever a time that you felt any resentment towards real estate?
Oh yeah. I always said I would not get into real estate. And now that I'm like entering into adulthood and job market's kind of like, and I'm like, man, if I wanted to get into real estate, like I have the ability to do it and do it well. And there's still this part of me that's like, I don't know if I can do it. And I just think I've seen the fact that it's like an always job,
Yeah.
like morning to night, like gotta get home and write this contract, or I don't know. It's an always job, and you're always taking care of people. And for me, I've always thought to myself, I think I would love to just get home and be done with real estate.
Yeah.
And so there's good sides to it, but then also sides where I've just been like, no, I'm
Did
good.
you ever feel my stress in those moments?
Oh yeah, and you do get very stressed out sometimes. And sometimes there's a bad client, or I always get really sad when you're sad. And like if somebody hurts your feelings, or I don't know, it's just disrespectful to you and you don't deserve it. I'm always like, he's the best guy in the world. He doesn't deserve that. Back off.
At least someone's in my corner. Actually, Mom's always been in my corner like that too.
What people don't know, well, people probably, no, you do know this. Anyone that knows him knows he's the nicest guy all day, every day. Like he's like a giant teddy bear. So when it's like taking a teddy bear and punching it, you don't do that, you know? You don't punch a teddy bear.
Wow.
Just let him live in peace.
Wow. That's a takeaway moment. So in that stress though, in the way that, obviously, you know, what did you observe of my reactions when I was under pressure and under stress? Be honest. I want people to know I'm a real person.
Yeah, no, he can get really, really upset, and I can hear it in my head so clearly. Ugh. Ugh. And as a kid, he also, if you know him, you know he's really funny. So obviously his kids are funny. So sometimes it's hard when
which of my kids are funny?
Specifically the one in this chair right now. It's really hard when he's really stressed out and using his talk to text to drive, and then suddenly you start screaming out words, so it messes up his talk to text, and he's like, "Can you stop it?"
Was that? Yeah, my family does do that to me. You especially, where I'm trying to. Yeah, I try to be a safe driver.
I would trust him. I would trust him fully writing like a book in driving. I think he could write his book driving. Yeah.
Ultimate Success Framework book will be out.
Is that coming out?
It's all going to be written
in the car
by
driving.
voice while I'm driving.
Yeah.
It's funny because recently I got a truck where I can hit a button. It's a GMC Denali, and it has the like self-driving feature on the highway only.
What?
Yes, and so one of your sister's friends rode with us to Tennessee for a basketball tournament, and I was using my Apple CarPlay talk to text the whole time, but I didn't have my hands on the steering wheel at all because it stays in lane. It changes lanes for me. I mean, there are people out there listening that have a Tesla that are like, yeah, mine will drive all the way to my destination, but this will at least keep me going on the highway. But you can't look away. Like I can't be texting on my phone, so I use my Apple CarPlay. And we get to our destination, and the whole basketball team was there. And I start hearing rumors from the basketball team about how scary my driving is. I didn't even touch a steering wheel, and I was talking and texting the whole time. I was like, okay, yeah, you didn't understand. But that is one of those things in this business. It just doesn't stop. It does go a lot. And if I spend 5 hours in a car and don't respond, I'm behind, you know?
Yeah.
So, what else? What other observations from real estate? Give me the good things about real estate that you would observe from growing up.
The good things about real estate. You get to see a lot of places that most people don't get to see. Like you're driving down a road and you're like, man, that house is really cool. I'd love to see inside of it. And then your dad is showing it the next day, or can just go and look at it because he can do stuff like that. That was pretty good. I feel like sometimes as you've grown the business and have more help, sometimes you have a little more flexibility on hanging out, or like yesterday or 2 days ago, we were able to just hang out, you and I, all day. And most people work like the 9 to 5, but like you could push this appointment back to this time or different day. Like you kind of have more flexibility in your schedule. Well, I guess not having flexibility, I don't know, two-sided coin.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, we're just able to do really fun things and do different things because, I don't know, your job is a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
While also not being flexible.
In fact, I feel like we had this conversation on our dad-daughter date the other day when when I told you that a lot of agents get into this business. One, because they like to look at houses, and two, because they want to control their time. And then when they get in, they realize, oh my gosh, I have no control of my time, and everyone's reaching out to me all the time. But what I will say, and I preach it all the time on this show and through the curriculums that I teach, is that you schedule your best life appointments up front. And when you like start your month, the first thing you do is you lay out your month with all of my best life appointments. And so this week I had a best life appointment. I got to take my daughter on a date. Now she lives in Tennessee, so when she comes home, and she came home here in between Father's Day and my birthday, and she said, "Dad, I want to go out and spend a day with you." By all means, I block out, right? And I make sure that's the most important best life appointment on my calendar. So, so that is something that I preach all the time. It's easy to lose control of that, but as agents, we actually should control those opportunities. So
Also, traveling. Most people get like what, 2 weeks paid time off,
right.
And I've seen the world, and I've seen America, and you've been able to be gone like weeks on end, have people running stuff at home. You still have to work. Thing is, he always has to work on vacations to some extent. But like we can take vacations, and we can take a random trip to Florida and stay at a random discounted hotel that's somehow nice.
Yeah, not. You made it sound like we stay in like weird hotels or something.
We don't. They're always nice. My mom somehow finds the deals. I don't know how to just.
Yeah. Well, you're specifically referencing a trip that we took earlier this year. That was a last minute on a whim trip. We were just coming down to visit you during your spring break in Tennessee, and then we were like, "Let's go to Florida." And so we took a trip to Florida, and that part of me being able to do that is building a team back home. Now, if you're listening to this and you're an individual agent, like you have a team of people, go out and find your team. For me, I don't have the big real estate team anymore. I used to have a big real estate team, right? You were there for that was the HER days. I had 10 people on my team, right?
The real estate team, those were my friends.
They were, you were around them a lot. But now, like I have my team of people. I have 3 or 4 agents that if I'm leaving town, I will reach out to each one of those agents and I'll say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to be gone for a few days. Would you be willing to help me with some showings while I'm gone?" And I pay them to do it, but it affords me the opportunity to be able to spend that time with you. And then I will say probably the most important position on my team that allows me to do those things is my transaction coordinator, because she is working in the background doing all of the little admin stuff that usually most agents are getting hung up on, and having to take care of all these little things while they're traveling. So that's one of the things that for sure I've tried to do so that I can enjoy those times with you.
Yeah.
So if you were like, now that you're an adult, right? You're not adulting yet, but no, I'm just kidding. No, but you're an adult and you have perspectives looking back on your childhood. If you were going to give advice to an agent out there, say, "Hey, you want to be the best agent in the world and the best mom or dad in the world. Here's how you do it based on your experience with real estate." How would you tell someone?
Well, man, there's a lot of directions I can go. And something about me is whenever I talk about my parents, I always cry. And I'm just an emotional person.
She's always been a crier.
I'm a crier. I'm very sensitive. Or tender, I guess. But I just like, you guys just always supported me in like what I was doing, and made sure I was in the places I needed to be at the right time. And so you didn't always like choose the convenient route. Like, one, you sent me to private Christian school, which is like, oh, so much money. We didn't get to all the nicest things in the world because we were paying for school. But like, making sure I was there really set me up and made me the person I am today. And making sure, I got to be a part of just a bunch of different activities that I wanted to be a part of. And then when I got old enough to like really choose what route of, oh, I always cry.
It's okay.
When I got old enough to choose the route of life I was going to go down, it wasn't a convenient road. It wasn't like something that was easy for you or mom, but you guys still you let me go, and you said something to me recently that always makes me emotional. I just always cry, man. My goodness, I'm really trying to hold it together.
It's okay. It's okay. We talk about real life here, so it's okay.
Yeah, and he always cries, by the way, when I come and go. This guy cries, which I think is probably why I cry. But you said it's not easy to let me go or to live the life that I'm living. Or you said you want me in Ohio, obviously, to be near you. But you said you would never want to keep me from the place the Lord is taking me. And I can't change the world in Ohio, so you're going to let me change the world wherever the Lord takes me. And so, anyway, I forget the initial question at this point in time with all the tears.
Advice that you would give. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Is take the hard road. It might not financially make sense, and, it might at times seem like the crazy thing to do, but, like, let your kids, like, go and thrive where the Lord is taking them. And even if it's like hard to let them go, if your gut and discernment and Holy Spirit saying, I need to send them away even though you don't want to, or I need to put them in this school or take them out of school, and always be willing to do the hard thing. Always be willing to do the thing that's not convenient. And he has to work hard, really hard, to, pay for private school or private education or ministry school. And so, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, as a side note, so Olivia, her junior year of high school, came to Elizabeth and I, and here, like my sweet baby girl, that's what I've called her whole life. She comes to me junior year, and me and Elizabeth, and she's like, "Mom, Dad, I know I'm called to ministry," which she's told us for many, many years. She said, "I know I'm called to ministry." She needed one more like English credit to graduate after her junior year. She said, "Can I go to ministry school in Chattanooga, Tennessee for my senior year of high school?" To which I responded, "No, no way, no way." And I'm not going to feel this emotion here. I'm going to hold this together, Liv, unlike you. But I told her, one, we don't even know if the school will accept you as a senior in high school. And then we had a online Zoom meeting with them, and she was like, "We would go ahead and have her file an application. When you're in town, we want to interview her." And of course, they accepted her. And I prayed during that time. We promised Olivia we'd pray about it, and I prayed about it, and I felt the Lord just ask a simple question: "Is she yours or is she mine?" is what the Lord asked me, and that's a hard question to answer, because all my life I've said all I desire in this life is that my kids know and follow Jesus. That's been really important to me, and then they walk in their calling. And I said I would do anything to have them walk in their calling. And really, she doesn't belong to me. She's a gift for now that is mine on this earth, but really she doesn't belong to me. And so when I heard that question, is she yours or is she mine, I knew I had to release her. And so she's gone on. She has thrived in ministry school and grown up so much, did a third year of ministry school, and now is about to step in, besides the cleaning business that's going to help fund your ministry work. You're working with, you want to see people set free from bondage, from slavery, anti-human trafficking. She always says she said, "I'm working in human trafficking," and I'm like, no.
You're trafficking humans, huh?
No, but it's so noble, and it's so cool to see you get to step into that.
Mhm.
And I do think if it had not been real estate, like,
Mhm.
I don't know if we would have. I don't know,
Mhm.
but it's been amazing to see you get
Mhm.
to step into that.
It's been amazing just having parents that believe in me. Like, um, that like the crazy things I do. Sometimes it's a little irresponsible and I hear that, but like they believe in what I'm gonna do, and what the Lord's called me to. And I wake up every day and I say this to myself because my dad told me that I was gonna change the world. So I told myself I'm gonna make him proud if I'm not gonna be with him and I'm gonna be away, I don't know, then I'm gonna change the world. So I wake up every day and I say today's gonna be the best day ever and I'm gonna change the world. And that came from him because
Mm,
if he's gonna let me go, then I might as well do it for a purpose. So
yep, that's right.
mhm. Anyway, I hope my cry voice is gone.
Yeah,
I
it's gone.
apologize.
Okay, let's do this. I want to ask you. I'm going to ask you the 3 questions that I ask
Okay.
every guest.
Uh-huh.
Okay. However, the first one, I'm omitting myself. I cannot be the answer.
Okay. Okay.
So, I want to know who's had the greatest impact on your life. The person that you would say, if it's
Mhm.
not for this person, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Well,
I'm omitted. You can't say me. So let's just get that off the table.
there's a lot of there's a good few people in my head I can think of because I feel like I've gone through a lot of seasons of life and there's been different people in every season. Um, so not my dad, obviously. My mom she's really wise, really discerning. She hears from the Lord. And so I would say consistently her. When I was younger, I had just a few teachers in my life that weren't like normal teachers. And
You can
they,
name them on
oh,
here.
oh,
So yeah.
Tara Lee
Yep.
and Mary Prophet.
Mm.
They just, I don't know, they loved the Lord and heard from him and they walked in faith. And they taught me to hear the Lord. Mary Prophet, she she really encouraged me to pray, and that's where I learned to pray. Tara, she started the school that changed my life, and she put so many hours and work. And then also, she's my best friend's mom, so she's stayed close to me my whole life,
Mm.
and been someone I look up to. And yeah, and then now in ministry school, I have a lot of leaders that pour into me every day that have changed my life. My school leadership, one of the pastors at the church, Pastor Jeremy. Yeah, everyone. I don't know. There's in Tennessee. I just love my leaders there, but I love my leaders here too. The Lord's really blessed me with people to look up to and people who believe in me.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably have a ways to go to learn a lot of life lessons.
Oh yeah.
However, think of a life lesson that you feel like you've had to learn the hard way that you just wish someone would have told you sooner. And pepper spray doesn't count.
That would probably be one. I would say one of the life lessons that I've really had to learn is the importance of discipline. Because when you're a dreamer and an entrepreneur and someone who can just run, like I thought I could live life completely unstructured and like make it out unscathed, but it made me sick, it made me tired, it made me burnt out. And I've really learned the importance of discipline and how uh, a spontaneous, fun life is actually like the result of a disciplined life. And
That's good.
so that's probably the number one life lesson I've learned and what I'm still learning today is discipline.
Wow, that was a great answer.
Thank you.
So we talk about ultimate success on this show. I tell people, that I want to help you live your best life and achieve ultimate success. And I've defined what ultimate success looks like for me, but I want to know for Liv Peebles, what does ultimate success look like?
Ultimate success is, for me personally, making it to heaven and seeing Jesus and hearing, well done, good and faithful servant. Sorry, I'm just emotional today. That's a little spiritual, but I just I want to do what I can on the earth to love people to see people get freed. And yeah, and if I do something great and everyone knows my name, or all I do is work in the shadows and no one knows my name, all I care about is I get to heaven and I get to live my life with Jesus and have a great party up there. So that is ultimate success for me.
It's if anyone is curious how similar our answers are, just go back and listen to the first episode of the Ultimate Success podcast, which is just a few weeks ago, and hear my answer on that. So we actually answer that question fairly similarly, and I don't know that you've ever heard me talk about that. So,
No.
well, great conversation, Liv.
Yes, I'm so glad.
I'm very proud of you, and you're a great daughter. Sorry. We're not supposed to do this whole teary thing. So listen, favorite guest, and I've had some great guests, but she's my favorite. And I'm so glad that you joined us today. I'm going to wrap it. I'm still going to come back here and wrap this up with my 3 takeaways from today's episode. But Liv, I love you.
Love you. Thanks for having me.
Right.
Love you, real estate agents.
Well, that is just an amazing episode. I feel so blessed to have Liv as my daughter, and she's just a special kid. And the funny thing is, all that crying at the end, that's just how she's been her whole life. She's been so tender-hearted, and I think it's one of the things that I love most about her. She is not just tender-hearted when she talks about me and her mom, but she's tender-hearted towards the world around her, and I just love her heart to have impact. So here's my 3 big takeaways. Number 1 takeaway, and I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm going to give my wife the credit for this, but the dinner table, how important the dinner table is. And I will tell you that my wife made a point to get us around the dinner table. And no, we didn't do it every single night of the week, but most nights of the week, we had dinner together as a family. And even now, where I only have 1 kid left in the house, we still have dinner around the table, the 3 of us, most nights of the week. And I think there's a ton of value in that. As an agent, that pause for that hour is enough to have deep impact on your kids' lives. So the dinner table. Number 2, she talked about supporting her dreams, how we have always supported her dreams. We've believed in her. And I think as a parent, we get so busy and so distracted sometimes that, we're consumed with our business, and we don't always get consumed by what our kids dream about and what they want to accomplish in their lives. But just like we're trying to help our clients achieve their dreams in their lives, what are our kids' dreams, and how can we help make that happen and use real estate as a tool to make that happen? Last thing I loved that Olivia talked about was how she wakes up every day and she makes a decision that she is going to change the world that day. Are you waking up every day with a desire to change the world? I think so many times, and I talk about this all the time. That's where she's heard it from, is me talking about being a world changer. But changing the world is not necessarily just the Mother Teresas of the world or the Martin Luther King Jr.'s of the world. Like, yes, those are the ones we hear about all the time. However, you can change the world around you, and it can happen with your clients. When you're with a client and you're pouring into their lives and you're there during really hard stuff, and you're showing up and you're encouraging them and you're being a part of their home ownership dream, those are all things that are changing their world. And so we got to have a little bit of perspective on that. Liv isn't, she doesn't care if her name's ever known. I love that she said that. Whether her name is known or not, she's still going to continue to have impact on the world around her. And I challenge you to that. Every day, wake up and decide that today is going to be a day that you're going to change the world. I believe real estate is one of the best businesses in the world to raise a family in. I've loved raising my family being in real estate. If you want to do more in real estate, that will create more amazing moments at home and in your personal life, I encourage you to pick up 100 Days to 100K. It's the online course that we have out, part of the Ultimate Success Framework. You join the Ultimate Success community, and when you join, you get the 100 Days to 100K course, and then we've got all kinds of other great content that's going to be coming behind that. But with that, one of the first things that I talk about is your vision. What is your vision? And I believe one of the reasons that Olivia feels the way that she does about the life that she's had so far and the things that we've helped her to accomplish are because of the vision that I had from the time when she was just a little girl to leave a legacy spiritually and financially that would impact the generations of my family. It's so cool to start to see that vision come into clear focus, into being a reality. I've talked about it for so long, but I'm starting to see it happen in my children. If you want help developing that vision, 100 Days to 100K will help you with that, besides helping you grow your business. But I think it's one of the things you have to get right first. So you get that at itsmarkpeebles.com, itsmarkpeebles.com. Listen, guys, we've got phenomenal episodes, phenomenal guests coming up. Keep listening. I'm so glad that you're with us today. I'll see you next week.